Hi friends, Joe and I are here in Cathedral Square.
I made up a game called The Fun of Nature.
He made up a game called The Fun of Nature.
It's where you look closely at things and see what you and found.
So you look closely at things to see what you can find. Okay, I'm going to read.
Swirling in the bubbles.
Yeah, so it's mostly like observing things closely and learning, which I feel like is something we should all be doing all the time.
That's
right?
it.
Okay, cool. Is it okay if I read chapter 39 of Katt vs. Dogg? And then you can talk a little bit at the end if you want.
Alright.
Okay. Let me just explain though real quick. We are in Cathedral Square because this is where I think there are at least 2 different protests in Milwaukee today, and this is where one of them is going to be starting around 4 o'clock. And so we got here around 1 to start writing the sidewalk chalk to write Black Lives Matter and No Justice, No Peace. And Joe is getting really good at drawing fists. But I think that this might be a regular thing. I think we might try to figure out where the protests are going to be starting from or ending, or if we can figure out along the route, and we might just go and write messages, or maybe just a different neighborhood every day. Who knows? Okay.
I looked closely at those bubbles and I saw when they pop, they make a little smoke.
Oh, okay.
Air from the inside. It pops in the air.
Oh, like all of the soap liquid goes everywhere? It just kind of sprays? Cool.
It does, like that. It's cold out here, and that air blows out. You know why bubbles float?
Why?
Because they have a bunch of air in them.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and then you can talk a little bit at the end. Okay. Chapter 39. Back in the wilderness, in the thick forest ringing the base of Crooked Nose Mountain, Oscar managed to walk with the help of a crutch he'd fashioned out of a tree branch. You sure you want to keep on hiking? Molly asked him. Yeah, no problem. I'm fine. Maybe if Oscar hadn't winced with excruciating pain every time he said one of those words, Molly might have believed him. You're wounded, Oscar, said Molly. The weasel boar really got you. I know, I was there when it happened, remember? Maybe we should just rest. I could put some more honey on your wound. No, we should just climb over that snow-capped mountain and head down to the Western Frontier base camp on the other side. You're definitely tough, Dogg. And in this picture, he's thinking, the best thing about this crutch, it doubles as a chew toy. Can you see the picture? Want to see the picture? No?
I want to.
Wait for the motorcycle to go by. Okay, so she said, you're definitely tough, Dogg. Thank you. And brave. You too. I used to think all cats were scaredy cats. My father says you guys are so skittish you jump at the slightest noise. You hear something? Boom. You screech, your fur shoots up, you go flying. Our fur shoots up to make us look bigger, explained Molly. Really? It's a defense mechanism. If we look bigger, a predator might leave us alone. Huh, I didn't know that. I thought you cats just did that puffy fur thing because you enjoy looking like you stuck your paw in a wall socket. Well, said Molly, my father says you dogs like to scoot on your tails and drag your butts across the carpet. Nope, he's wrong. We only do that when we have to. And when do you have to do it? About once or twice a week. Limping along for hours, Oscar and Molly finally arrived at the foot of the funny-looking mountain. There was a rutted dirt road winding its way up to the snowy peak. If there's a road, said Oscar, his tail starting to wag, there have to be some vehicles. Why else would anybody build a road except to drive on it? We could hitch a ride, exclaimed Molly. I'll bet this road leads to the Western Frontier Park. We're going home, Oscar. Civilization, here we come. Woohoo! Their luck got even better. They heard a rumbling engine and the crunch of tires off in the distance. "Stick out your paw, Molly, and poke up a claw," said Oscar. "Here comes our ride." Molly, who was shorter than Oscar, stepped in front of him and stuck out her paw. Smiling, glad that his ordeal was almost over, Oscar stuck out his paw too. A trundling truck rounded a bend, stirring up a cloud of dust. Suddenly, Molly's fur poofed straight out. She looked twice her size. Oscar tapped her on the shoulder. Why are you activating your defense mechanism, Molly? Don't you see who's behind the wheel?" Oscar narrowed his eyes and peered at the truck. Uh-oh. It was being driven by a weasel boar. That's the end of the chapter. Dun dun dun. So, a couple things. This is your friendly reminder to be doing what you can to support the Black Lives Matter movement. Also to be reading books and watching shows and playing video games with characters that don't look or live or worship or love like you do. Learn about people who are different. Different isn't bad. Different's what makes the world beautiful and interesting and wonderful. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Let's play Fun of Nature.
Oh, he wants to play his Fun of Nature game. But we're gonna turn this off, and then you and I are gonna play that. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
See the swirly bubble.
Bye. Air hugs.
Air hug.
Oh, Joe's got an air hug too. Can you move so they can see it?
Air hug. Let's play with bubbles.